With their flashy designs and affordable price tags, the Nothing Phone 3A and 3A Pro provide some much-needed frivolity in a world full of dull, boring smartphones. But are they actually any good? Let's find out. London-based Nothing has delighted us before now with its light-up phones, and the new models are cut from the same cloth. They offer solid all-round specs, those flashy LEDs, and crucially, an affordable price. The Nothing 3A is the base model, while the 3A Pro costs a little bit more. For that money, you do get a slightly more fuller-featured camera system, but otherwise the core specs, including the processor, the display, and the battery, are identical. So the design is probably the first thing that will strike you about these phones. The glass back allows you to see the various screws and data ribbons inside the phone, which gives it kind of a neat industrial look. Then, of course, we've got the LED lights, which Nothing calls the glyph, which are strewn around the camera sensor and will light up to alert you to incoming notifications. They're arguably a bit of a novelty, but they are a fun addition that you will not find on any other phone. Both phones have got 6.7-inch displays, which look pretty vibrant and sharp, and I can even actually read them under the fairly bright Barcelona sun. They're also IP68 rated for water resistance, so again, you don't have to worry if you have to take calls in the rain or you spill a pint of beer on them. Powering the 3A series is Qualcomm's Snapdragon 7S Gen 3 processor, which provides decent performance, especially considering the affordable price. In everyday use, the phones do feel pretty nippy to use, and playing at least lightweight mobile games like Alto's Odyssey and Vampire Survivors is no problem at all. Both phones run Android 15 at their core, but Nothing has customized the interface very heavily, relying on quite a dark and moody monochrome aesthetic. Now, I actually don't mind it. It looks kind of cool, even though I sometimes don't know exactly which app icons are which anymore. But if you're into your stark aesthetics, then you'll probably quite enjoy it. In terms of AR, you will be able to use Google's Gemini Advanced and Gemini Live, as well as Circle to Search, but thankfully Nothing hasn't put that much of its own AI stuff on board. But it has put in one tool which I actually think is pretty nice. Nothing calls it the essential space, and it's best thought of really as just a dumping ground for all your screenshots, your thoughts, ideas, and voice notes that you will have throughout the day. So, for example, you see a pair of shoes that you like. Well, you can open up the camera and press the dedicated essential space button in order to take a screenshot and save it to your space. If you want to press and hold, you could also add a voice note to that, giving yourself a little bit of a reminder about what it is you like about them in the first place. Need a reminder to buy more vodka on the way home? Again, long press, send a voice note, and it will save it to your essential space. It's a nice idea in theory, but right now it kind of seems a little bit limited in its functionality. It's basically kind of just a repository for your screenshots and voice notes, but I can definitely see the promise. And Nothing has been very clear that right now the essential space is in beta, so it will be bringing more functions to it over time. Both phones pack 50-megapixel main cameras, and I've enjoyed taking the Pro version for a spin around Barcelona, and I actually have taken some shots that I'm pretty pleased with. While the base 3A has a 2x telephoto zoom, the 3A Pro takes that further with a 3x optical zoom, as well as taking it further to a 6x in-sensor zoom, so effectively you just get a lot more zoom for your money. And again, I found zoom shots to look pretty good. The resolution helps the shots look nice and crisp, and exposure and colors all look perfectly decent. So, Nothing Phone 3A or 3A Pro? Well, to be honest, I'm surprised at how little difference there actually is between the two models. The processor, the display, the batteries, most of the features are all identical. Really only comes down to the fact that the 3A Pro has the periscope zoom. Is photography important to you? If so, maybe you want to spring for the 3A Pro, otherwise the 3A will suit you just fine. But unless you need to buy a phone right now, it is probably worth waiting, because Samsung has just taken the wraps off its new Galaxy A series, which always offers some affordable good tech, and Google is probably on the cusp of launching the Pixel 9a, which could well be one of the best affordable phones to beat. But what do you think to the Nothing 3A and 3A Pro? Are these already the phones for you, or have you got your eyes set elsewhere? Make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments below and check the video description for a lot more information.